Welcome, welcome, welcome to the TCAD 10-Minute Take. It is I, your host, Sheree Stewart, and with me, as always, is my intrepid co-host, Don the Legend Chambers. This is the 10-Minute Take, it's the 10-minute version of our normal TCAD podcast where we talk about one movie and one movie only, and today's movie is SHAZAM!
You like that?
Yes.
Hold it there.
Before we get into it, make sure you click that subscribe button and you click that bell so you get all the 10-minute takes as soon as they drop. All right.
All right. Are we ready?
So as always, we will start with Mr. Chambers.
All right. Are we ready?
Go.
Okay. So today the movie is SHAZAM. I know that's not the pose he does, but that's the best thing I can come up with. So SHAZAM. A DC character who I will admit I don't know too much about. I know he's been called as well Captain Marvel. He's gone by that name as well. Mm-hmm. Let me say, I kind of walked into there with a little bit of a notion, well, maybe some sort of preconceived notion about how it might go from some of the comics that I've read. This movie did not fall into any of that, which is not a bad thing at all. But it definitely did, at the end, open up a whole other area that I had to go and research. Like, oh, that isn't also in the comic books too. So let's just say this was a good sort of way to kind of really introduce me to the character, to look it up and really kind of understand it better. So let me just say, for those who already know the character, you probably get everything that's happening in there. And those for newbies like myself, you do a little research and then everything in there makes, not that it doesn't make sense, but you understand it better. Like it doesn't seem like sort of a random thing that they wanted to throw in there. So besides that, the movie itself, it was fun. Zachary, is it Levi?
Levy?
Or Levy? Yeah. I like him. Great personality. He's definitely, this superhero seems, I mean, to me, he seems to be almost like the Paul Rudd in the DC universe. Mm-hmm. He's got a goofy-ish kind of character, sort of, stay more looser, a lot funnier. I mean, granted, he's supposed to be like a 15-year-old, so that helps. And so this movie had way more opportunities for humor, and it had a more a personal family-esque story to it as well, which I think worked for this character. I will say at first, for probably 3/4 of this movie though, right from the beginning, okay, mild spoiler, at the very beginning when he is with his mom at this fair and having this great old time, and then he drops his toy and he lets go of mom and wanders off. I'm like, why isn't your mom coming for you? Hollering and screaming your name, and then I'm wondering, where the hell did all these people come from? What fair is this? It is jam-packed. And then when the cops find him, and I'm like, his mom ain't coming for him? I was like, ooh, that could not have been a black mom. You would have heard her the second he let go of his hand, screaming that boy's name. And then I was like, that's kind of rough if this is sort of his origin, that he literally gets lost from his mom and she never searches for him. I thought that was a little brutal. But then it's sort of explained-ish in the end there. And I said, oh, okay, I will go with that. Okay. They could have worked on that a little bit more because it still didn't seem quite believable. But then I was like, well, I'm still watching a comic book movie, so I will kind of let that slide. The kids were actually pretty good. I'm not really big on kid actors.
I know.
But they were good in that they didn't, this movie didn't sort of Disney-fy them, where they almost come off too cute, too precocious, and it's like disgusting, and I just want to vomit. And it wasn't anything like that. I mean, they stayed in their lanes. Mm-hmm. They seemed very much more real, like real kids, and it worked. Overall, I had a good time. If you're a comic book fan, if you're a DC fan, if you know this material, I think you'll like it. Obviously, it's the beginnings, origin story, so it has to get all that stuff out the way. Even for those new to the character, I think you'll like it as well because it's funny, it's lighthearted. Got to get some humor back into it as well.
All right, where does it go on our scale?
I would. This was definitely would make a. This was an opening, Friday night, Saturday night, opening night. Get your popcorn, have a drink. You'll have a good time and watch it. Now, I saw the end credit scene, and then I had to sort of be educated on what I was watching, and that for the future.
Did you say for both end credit scenes?
Yes.
Okay.
So for that, I'm like, okay, I'm sort of gonna have to see because it seems rather ludicrous, that character.
It is though, but I mean, it's
right. So I'm like, okay, it is Shazam where we're kind of going off, but it's wow. So I will be insanely fascinated to see how they if they go with that. How they pull it off for like the second Shazam with this character. Hey, this could just be the alley of DC that is just off in its own crazy world, which is just fine because, hey, why not? If you're going to do it, just go big. So, yes, it's well worth it for Friday night, Saturday night. If I had to give it a 1 out of 10, probably give this a solid 8 because it was very enjoyable. None of the action scenes were spectacular, but it was good. It was a fun time. You could bring the kids. I mean, the kids would definitely love it. They'd enjoy it for sure.
Right. Okay. Well, I would say as far as DC movies go, this was definitely so far of this new universe. Like we're not talking about, Tim Burton. We're not talking about Christopher Nolan. We're not talking about any of that.
Zack Snyder.
None of this. Well, I mean, we are talking about Zack Snyder because this is our current DC.
Okay.
Is what I'm talking about. Of all of the movies that we have so far in this, because the Christopher Nolan Batman is not part of this.
Yes,
it's just what we have going on right now, and they're trying to unify it. This has definitely been the strongest movie that they've had so far. I think it was really smart for them to kind of pull it in. As far as having, these, more intimate story, and it's like in Philadelphia, it's like in one place. It's not, too much going on in lots of different directions. Like when they tried to jump in, with the Justice League a little prematurely. And you have to introduce all these characters in the Justice League instead of introducing them in their standalone movies and letting us get to know them and then see the team ups. I think it was kind of a refreshing change. It was lighthearted. They leaned in on the color palette. It wasn't all gray and rainy. I mean, yes, there's like urban decay and whatever, and they're in Philadelphia, but it didn't look like a sad sack rain fest. Like the Shazam's costume has always been like the most nonsensical costume, but they made it work for this. And, it was a lot of fun. It was a whole lot of fun. The kids were great. They weren't actory, like that thing that you're talking about, like when the kids they're like actor kids, and they felt like actual kids in actual situations, not like too far into the realm of actory. It was overall really, really solid. I would say too that, it fit this character and this tone of this movie. It fits in with Wonder Woman. It fits in with Aquaman. It probably will fit in with The Flash. Now, there's 2 credit scenes, end credit cut scenes at the end of this movie. One of them links it to the rest of the DC universe as if Shazam and, the other characters that we'll meet in this movie will join the DC universe in the Justice League going forward. But they have to do something about Superman, and they have to do something about Batman, and they have to pull it together because right now Superman's a big fat dumb bummer. Like he's way too morose. He's way too like Batman for his own good. They have to turn that around. And I know that they're talking about recasting. It's not Henry Cavill's fault. It's just the directions those movies went in was not appropriate for the character or the universe they want to create. And then Batman, I know Ben Affleck's probably not coming back, so they have to figure out what they're going to do about that. Right now, DC has 3 separate universes going on, it seems like. Like, they have the Justice League, bright, colorful DC's answer to Marvel Cinematic Universe that they're trying to build now with Shazam and Wonder Woman and Aquaman and potentially the Flash, and like this direction they want to go in. Then they have, like, I'm sticking to the guns. Everything's dark and gritty. We're going to keep it, weird in the Suicide Squad and whatever they're going on with Margot Robbie and, the Catwoman. Damn it. Catwoman, okay. Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn situation with that particular Jared Leto Joker, and that whole thing doesn't quite fit in with that. Then they have this new Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, and it looks like a Scorsese movie. Like, it's Taxi Driver Joker, which doesn't look bad. It just doesn't fit with whatever the rest of this is.
And so, just to jump in that, I heard that one, the Joaquin Phoenix, is not going to tie into the DC universe at all anyway.
No, it's a they're just, I don't know what they're fracturing, which is not necessarily the smartest way to go with your biggest characters. Like, I can see taking a smaller property, like if Marvel was to take Blade and do a Blade movie and have that be a standalone thing that has nothing to do with the rest of the universe. Or if DC wants to take another, like they could have taken Shazam because it's a character that's not necessarily connected to the biggest characters, and make its own. Like, this could have been a standalone movie. It's clearly they're tying it into the Justice, which is fine. It's great. Go see it. It's worth seeing for a good full price ticket, I would pay. I know that's really all we have time for. I'd like to get more into this, but we kind of don't have time for that for our 10-minute take. But I don't know what DC's doing. They don't know what they're doing. But, monkeys on a typewriter can make Shakespeare after 10,000 years. So, broken clock is right twice a day.
Twice a day.
Exactly. This movie's solid. It's a whole lot of fun. It's worth going to go see. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Nobody knows what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, but this movie's worth seeing. So,
it's up in the air.
Meh. Shazam. Don, you want to tell them where they can find us?
Listen. You can find us on YouTube. You can also find us on tcatnetwork.com. That's the website. That's where you need to go. Go there, because all the links to our podcast, to our YouTube, to Good Morning Antioch, to the reading, it is all on there. But while you're here at YouTube, please subscribe, like, get the notifications, leave comments, do all that good stuff, because we love it. But it's all under the umbrella of tcatnetwork.com. So head on over there. All the links there. You can catch up on all the stuff. It's all there. Go. It's all there. It's all there.
It's all there.
All there. I'm going to be very honest.